Alright, so it's one day before the final of the World Cup. It's going to happen between France and Croatia. And I got one of the official Telstar18 match balls for this year's FIFA World Cup in Russia. It's a nice looking ball, um, made by Adidas, of course, and size 5, regulation size. And it's got something interesting on it. It's actually a NFC chip. So let's see if I can find that right here. So this is actually an NFC chip right there in where this looks like Wi-Fi symbols are, and we're supposed to tap the phone to that symbol to open up some interactive activity. So let's see what happens. Now I'll tell you that it took me a little while to figure out how to activate the NFC. I was tapping the phone on all kinds of places, and I finally figured out it actually has to tap at the very bottom of the phone near where the charger is to exactly that location. So here we go. Let's tap it. There you go. So basically, it opens up a website, and it's a website specifically made by Adidas, and it's showing the number of times I've tapped the ball. So basically I've opened this 14 times now. It's got my unique authentication ID and date of digitization, which I assume means basically when the ball was made and when the NFC chip was put inside there. So let's click connect and see what happens. So it says that there is 131,000 or so creators across the world. I guess that means that there's 131,000 people who've actually tapped on the ball. I'm not sure if this means multiple taps count as multiple counts, or this is just one per person. So maybe means they've sold 131,000 of these out there. It's a website. It's got information about Adidas, obviously, some videos to watch, some challenges they had. Seems like they had some challenges before the game started, and there was going to be winners. So for example, if I click this one, it's got a some challenge that this guy was doing some juggling. Nice. So it seems as though he won some prizes for that. They had a few challenges, and then they have the story of Telstar18. So again, Telstar, it's talking about where they came up with the ball here. It's a nice little video.
Was relatively simple because
the Telstar in general actually comes from the name of the Telstar communication satellite. So this Telstar communication satellite was actually launched back in 1962 by Bell Labs, Bell Telephone Labs, which is now actually called Nokia Bell Labs. It was the first active communication satellite, and it was the first to send live TV signals and phone calls and fax images through space. So here you can see how it's very similar. The one on the right is actually the Telstar satellite, which was launched in 1962, and the one on the left is the Telstar18 ball, which was the official match ball of this year. Scrolling down a little bit, we can see the on the left hand side there in the middle is the World Cup ball from 1970, which was the first time that it appeared. This Telstar ball actually appeared in World Cup matches, and you can see how similar it looks to the Telstar satellite, with the black and white being the solar panels on the Telstar. And interesting note that the Telstar satellite is actually still in space. It's orbiting. It's not functional, but it's orbiting. So back to here. It's a nice activity, I guess, that Adidas has done. Keep it more interactive with the users. Personally, I thought that this NFC chip was going to be a little bit more smart, in the sense that it would maybe count something, count the steps, count the kicks, count the number of kilometers, miles that the ball has traveled. I was showing this to a friend of mine, and he was saying, "Oh, cool! You've tapped." And when it said tapped 14 times now, he thought that I kicked the ball 14 times. That would have been nice too. But in general, it's something nice that Adidas has done, And yeah, so this was the Telstar 18 ball from FIFA World Cup in Russia 2018.